Good morning, Judge.
Morning. Morning. Mr. Hernandez, if you want to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're here this morning. I think you wanted an evidentiary hearing on his CDC declaration. Is that correct? Is that what we're here this morning on?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. We ready to proceed?
We're ready to proceed if Mr. Sanchez is available for questioning. I don't see him.
Mr. Hernandez, is Mr. Sanchez available?
Well, I guess he didn't log in.
Okay, wait, can you get him to log in?
I didn't know that he was required to be present, Judge. I would have told him to. I thought basically that's what the discovery responses were about.
I think Mr. Zimprich is entitled to ask Mr. Sanchez, the one that's putting forth the CDC declaration, to ask him some questions.
Right. No, I agree. I just he asked me if he had to be present. I told him, well, I don't think so, because you did your discovery responses. That's basically what the attorney wanted. So
I think
I guess he just
he logged in on his phone. Could we just call him and have him log in on his phone?
Yeah, I'll try to reach him. Let me try to reach him.
Well, while we have a minute, Judge, are you doing any foreclosures these days, or how are you? Because I know you act as a trustee for some of the lenders.
Right. I saw that where they stopped the sheriff stopped the foreclosure sale last Tuesday.
Right.
And do they plan? What I find really strange is I get the printout for the tax sales. And those are conducted by the sheriff, and there's one scheduled for this upcoming Tuesday. And so, how do they proceed? How do they propose to proceed with that, and then stop the regular foreclosures?
Right. I haven't been going down there. I've been having Beverly do mine, just to avoid the people, but I'm not sure if they have a designated place that they're doing those tax sales that's separate. And I think that's a possibility. I know they used to have them on the third floor in the commissioner's court room. So I think maybe they have a location set up that allows them to hold those auctions. But I did contact that. I think it's Mr. Bustamante with the commissioner's court.
Uh,
And I told them, that they might think of designating an interim indoor location to have these, like the auditorium or a gymnasium or something, because if all these foreclosures are pending and then all of a sudden it opens up, we're going to have 1,000 foreclosures in 1 month.
right.
And, for the borrowers, that's going to do a disservice to them because there's a limited number of buyers. So that's going to push those prices down, and it's going to be chaotic for a few months.
How do they get, if they have it indoor, if they designate an area indoor, how does that get around the 10? Aren't they stopping the sales because there's gatherings of more than 10 people?
Right, and I don't know if those gatherings of 10 people are restricted to outdoor gatherings or if it's indoor. I didn't read that specific, if it's just gatherings as a whole, but apparently they're having the tax auction, so you're right. I don't know how they're,
Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna get the notice. I have it in my office. 1 second.
okay.
So this is the one for October 6th, and it just says all the property listed below will be sold to the sheriff's sale on the 3rd floor of the Paso County Courthouse, 500 East San Antonio.
Hmm.
October 6th being at 10 a.m.
I didn't think they were letting anybody in the courthouse. So they're still posting it as being inside the courthouse on the 3rd floor.
This is October 6th. I mean,
Maybe I'll email Joe Padilla, and he probably knows what they're doing.
Then they even have a sale after that. Immediately following the tax on October 6th, the following properties will be offered.
Those are probably judgment lien.
And I have the November one. I couldn't find it, but I'm going to get the November one too. I'll let you know what it says. But I did see the email string, and I was I can't believe they just stopped them. But like you said, yeah, it's going to be a real problem when they.
And we don't know when this is going to end. I mean, this could be another year or so. And a lot of the people that I represent are just small, private lenders like the dentists and the doctors. And
right
after 6, 7, 8 months of no payments, it kind of puts a dent.
Sure. Sure. And you don't know what the condition of the house is or property is deteriorating, over that period of time. Some of them are vacated. Yeah, it's gonna be a real mess.
I asked them to see if they could possibly designate another location.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes.
I've been calling him and texting him, and he's not responding to me. So I can't get a hold of him. But if I guess if we could reset it, then I could make sure that he shows up. He did ask me if it was necessary for him to. I figured, well, since he did the discovery responses, and there was no clear indication to me that the attorney wanted to question him, so I told him, well, I don't think it's necessary, but it's up to you. And obviously he didn't log on. So
Mr. Zimprich,
I don't know what else you want me to do, Judge.
What's your position?
I don't know. I mean, we have a hearing set. He was supposed to be here. So
I mean, he's basically
Mr. Hernandez is not his attorney, so he's basically not present at the hearing.
Right.
Well, that's true that I'm not the attorney, Judge, but under the civil code of civil procedure and the property code, he can have a non-attorney represent him, and that's statutory. So in a JP court. Plus, I wanted to point out that in his discovery responses, he pretty much says he's washing cars right now for income. I know that he's not making any type of significant amount of income doing that. Before this whole situation happened, he actually worked for the landlord.
Okay, and I'm going to reset it. I'm not going to cut him out because he didn't appear, but he should have been here. Something this important, we're going to reschedule it. When can we get rescheduled? You all tell me what your desire is.
As soon as the court has available would be good.
Okay. Juanita?
Well, we're set for November 5th already. What if we just did it that day?
What's set for November 5th?
The motion for summary judgment.
The
is
motion for some.
November 5th.
Okay. Let me look at the calendar.
Do you have any availability the 29th?
Yeah, we can set it the 29th. It looks like we can. Juanita, am I looking at that correctly?
Yes, that is correct, Judge.
Okay. On the 29th, what time do you all, what did you want? Morning?
9 o'clock would be good for me.
Yeah, I think 9 or 10.
Okay, I'd like to start at 9 just because that's when we generally start. Juanita, can we schedule this for 9 o'clock on the 29th?
On the 29th, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, you'll get a new log on and we'll see you on the 20th. Is there any issues in regard to the discovery?
I mean, I can see why they responded. I did ask them about the income that he's been making over the last few months. You know, I put June, July, August, September. They did not respond because I didn't put of 2020. So they responded that they didn't know what year I was asking about. You know, since we've got an additional week for them to review it, if we could get that clarification, Mr. Hernandez, if you could respond for the year of 2020 and get those responses in, that's the only thing that was really missing. I did ask for bank statements. Mr. Sanchez is claiming that he doesn't have any bank accounts. If he's running and operating a business as a car washer, I would think, you know, he's operating as an LLC. I would think he would be required to have a bank account. They didn't produce any bank records. So those are the only issues, is I don't have any income verification over the last few months, whether it be bank records or statements from from Mr. Sanchez.
Mr. Hernandez?
Well, I told him that if he was in possession of any documents like that, he stated he wasn't.
But
So
it's possession, custody, and control. So if he has
Yeah,
access to those records.
It's not possession only, Mr. Hernandez, it's whether he has the right to access them. He has to produce them.
yeah, I don't think I think he has to set something up to access them. So I'm not sure, but we could get that clarified by the 29th and we could amend those responses. We weren't sure because he had asked about 2019 and he asked about previous year, so we weren't sure what year he was referring to as far as the months he was asking about. But we did provide the income tax return for 2019 and so
Okay, so
just if we already got that clarified, I have no problem, you know, amending those responses so that we can give that information to Mr. Zimbrick.
Okay, so the year is 2020 for the production of the, what were you asking for for those 3 months?
2020, I asked him for his, in interrogatories, a sworn response as to what his income was and what his expenses were. And I also asked for production of bank statements. Basically, any financial institution is what I asked for. 401k, checking.
Okay.
It was, that was request for production number 3.
Mr. Hernandez, you need to amend your answer to those. If they're, for the one that the year was not listed, it's 2020.
Okay.
The other one that it's not just simply he has possession of them, it's whether he has a right to access them. And I don't.
So I guess he might, if he has a bank account, he might have to go to the bank to order those statements. I'm not sure how he can get them, but or even if he has a bank account, like I'm not sure about that. But my understanding is he didn't have one.
Okay,
So
well, let's just need to clarify if he doesn't have them, you can affirmatively state that he doesn't have any bank account at any financial institution. But what I'm saying is it's not just, if he has a bank statement, he just doesn't have the bank statements in his possession, you can't deny to get those just because I don't have them in my possession. If he has a right to get them, he needs to get them and provide those.
yeah, I know that some banks you can either access it by creating an online account or order them from the bank, and then they'll mail it to you. So
Well, that's access.
yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Nothing further, Judge.
Okay, we'll see you all next Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you
you.
all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Juanita.